first tip. I'm hunting a 6-point that I saw last year that just made an appearance for the first time this year, and he's got a pretty big body, but he is unfortunately just a 6-point and will always be a 6-point. And he's making more fork bucks out there. So I'm going to take him out, and hopefully he makes an appearance tonight. If not, then definitely in the morning. If I'm able to hunt him on this bad wind, I know I'm going to get hell for hunting a bad wind, but when they're on an early summer pattern like this, heading into fall, it's more than likely they're about to shift patterns, so I need to get out there. I'll let you know how things go. Just got up into my stand, and this is the first time that I've seen it since last year. And I'm gonna be honest, my shooting window is very slim with all the leaves on the trees. I did the best I could, and I climbed down and kind of bent some of the branches so I could go straight through this, I don't know what you want to call this, tree right here that kind of piece. But if he comes down the hill slightly behind me, I can make a good shot. Yeah, so this is the update as of right now. I called the deer tracker. I did shoot the big 6, but there were like probably 5 bucks and 5 does at the same time at the feeder and circling around me. It was so crazy. And then they all scattered out, and he was the last one there. And then he went to leave, and then he like turned around and he turned broadside. And I put my 50-yard pin on him. I'm pretty sure he was about 50 yards. But yeah, I'm freaking out because there's only a little bit of blood, but there is a pass through. So there's no trail so far. So hopefully this dog can find him. Fingers crossed. I'm pretty sure I got Porky. This is about night 3 that I'm hunting Porky. He has not appeared since the last time that I shot at him 2 nights ago. There was no blood trail, and the fletchings had a little bit of blood on them, but not enough to create a trail. And unfortunately, I'm thinking that he survived. But I've had a few other good bucks come out the last few nights, morning and evening, and one of them is super wide. So I'm gonna go in after him if I don't see Porky. And I'd like to get me a good buck before they split up from their bachelor group, because at that point, that's what I like to call the November lull, when they're kind of more scattered out. So I'm coming in the stand a little bit early. It's about 3:30, but there's no better way to spend my weekend than in the deer woods. So, hoping for some action. Let's get it. Expecting them until probably like 6, but they can be early to the party. Alright, this is night 4 that I'm out here hunting Porky. Haven't seen him since the 16th. It is now October 19th. We've got some pretty big wind gusts tonight. Wind is not ideal, but I'm hunting every day of October because that's the best time before they break up from groups and basically can't find them. But I've not not seen any deer on camera since about 2 in the morning. I definitely think that they're going to be coming out here tonight. The only buck that I saw last night came out from my left side randomly and walked behind me, never saw me, and then just went up the hill, didn't even bother. He didn't even bother to check the feeder. So it was a weird night, but there's a cold front coming in the morning, so if I don't see anything tonight, I definitely will be seeing something in the morning and I'll be in the stand. So tonight was the best sit ever. I'm really glad that I went. What ended up happening is, so I was originally going to go after the piebald doe, and I had her in my scope, but she was moving around and she was sketched out and she didn't want to come to the cord. So then all those does took off, and then probably 30 minutes later, at 20 yards, I had a shooter buck come out, but it was too dark for me to see. I probably could have saw had it been like 5 minutes sooner. But then my scope was acting weird. I don't know if it was fogging up. Something was acting weird with it. So I really couldn't see him good enough because of that. And then I had to I had to sit at my stand for another 20 minutes while he ate in front of me. And I was just getting these pictures of him on my camera. But I was just excited that the fact that his path to come in was about 15-20 yards from my stand, and I would have had a shot if it was broad daylight. God, that was so exciting. I love cold fronts. November 13th, and I'm still on a couple of my target bucks. We had a huge cold front come through. It was amazing. I saw my target buck at night and in the morning. This is 7 point that I haven't named yet. Now, I have not seen that 6 named Borky in a long time, but the 7 is showing up consistently. Other than like the last day or two, because it's been 70 degrees all over again. But I'm back out here. Ironically, it's a bad wind that I'm hunting tonight because that's the time that I always see him. So I feel like it's only right that I slip in here when the winds are only 2 miles an hour, hoping that he'll come in before dark. I know that's not the best idea because it's educating them, but I am only working with 1 acre, and they're going to come to feed regardless because we are nowhere near the rut yet here. So let's make it happen. Well, another one bites the dust. I just simply don't know why people own dogs if they don't let them inside the house or stop them from barking. But yeah, so I didn't see any deer tonight, and that's the first time that I haven't seen any deer, I think, since the season opened. And as y'all know, I've been hunting like every single week since the beginning of September. Obviously other states, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm a little disappointed. And obviously when I got down from my stand, I heard them run away. So it was probably just does, but you know, I do the right thing and I stay till as dark as I can see through my scope, and usually not any later than that, just because I need to decock my bow and I don't like doing that in the dark. But I probably should have waited a little bit longer just to see what came out. That is the update for tonight. I'm going to keep at it, and if I see my buck in the next few hours or even right before I'm supposed to get up, then I'll get back to it. It's November 14th. Had another daylighter on camera this morning. It was a pretty wide 8-point that I've seen quite a few times, but he keeps disappearing on me. Not going to let him get away this season before the rut. So I'm headed back out there yet again to the same stand. I hopefully will see him tonight. If not, I'm headed back in the morning. This kind of probably sounds like the same spiel that I've been giving every time I get on here and talk to y'all, but this is a series until I actually get him. It's going to be a good night. Okay, well, tonight was definitely not my favorite sit ever. So I got in the woods the same time that I normally do, and they proceeded to log loud as all get out until literally 5 o'clock, which is like 15 after sunset. So pretty much I have 10 more minutes to hunt without them logging by the time they quit. So that happened. And yeah, so all in all, I sat for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And of the 2 hours and 15 minutes, I had about 10, not even 10 minutes of silence. I'm getting antsy, frustrated. I'm obviously going to be out there in the morning and they shouldn't be logging at 6 a.m. But I guess anything can happen. It seems like these morning sits are going to end up being better than the afternoon sits. That's the update. November 21st. Slight rain that just started. 70 degrees. I haven't seen one deer. Got in here plenty early. So, I don't know. Gun opener has been a flop. And I think I pushed the deer on my way in. It's starting to feel like actual deer season, minus the temperatures. It's like 70 degrees, but it's wet outside and it's cloudy. And this is typically when a deer steps out. Anyways, I haven't seen a deer in 2 hours, so I'm gonna go get Starbucks because I really want a mocha cookie crumble and a grilled cheese. So, alright, what day is it? November 24th. I need some deer meat. Our season's been open for a little over a month now, and I've been strictly buck hunting, other than the doe that I killed in Georgia. So, I'd like to get a little bit more deer meat in the freezer because I'd like some turkey. So, despite the fact that, yet again, it's hot this whole week until Thanksgiving, I'm gonna sit out here. I haven't seen any deer on camera in about 12 hours, so they're bound to come out tonight. So, let's see what tonight brings. Thanksgiving Day is 7 in the morning. The squirrels are always testing me, but my target buck showed up last night around 11, and then he showed up at 9, and then he showed up again around 3 a.m. So, not really expecting to see him this morning, but there's always a chance. I've seen 2 does and 2 fawns so far, obviously, if I see one of my target bucks, then I will shoot him. But for now, we're gonna get some meat in the freezer. Hey y'all, so the good news is I killed a doe this morning. They were all blowing at me before I even got to my stand, and then they came back after the sun came up, and they were like 2 does that were walking towards me, got to about 10 yards, and I smoked one of them because I knew one of them was going to end up blowing at me again, and they are just entirely too close to my stand where they bed at, and I was never going to be able to kill a buck in the future if I let them slide. Plus, I wanted jerky. But the bad news is that I pinched a nerve in my back climbing out of my stand, didn't notice it until I was like all the way down, and it hurts so bad. And I took medicine, and it's not helping, and there's like no position I can lay or sit that I don't feel the pain. So I'm out of commission for the rest of the day. This literally makes me feel like crap.
All right, the neighbor called you?
Yep,
Yeah.
called it. Yeah,
That was a couple of years
exactly
ago.
a deer. Yeah, just 3-year-old, like 7, 8 point. But it's like those things.
His hands have no power, but there ain't an hour he don't come through. Far from home, the one who thinks they're too far gone. I pray, Father, please, 'cause I've seen what he can do.
I'm just moving trail cameras today. I'm still waiting on one of my coyote traps to come in the mail. So I'm going to be moving a couple of, I'm going to be moving a couple of cameras onto deer trails because I'm not going to fill up all of my deer feeders. I got some intel from a video the other day where I saw some deer coming out of the bottom, and so I want to get a camera over there so I can watch that as the season goes on, and because I know the big bucks are going to be chasing them in there. I'm also waiting on my 360 blind. I'm going to get a 360 blind in that same area. Hopefully it's going to be a successful deer season. Obviously it's dead right now. Not a lot of deer are moving. We had a couple of cold fronts, but now it's back up to like 55 degrees. So I'm gonna do a little bit of prep work out here in the meantime, maybe catch a couple of coyotes and figure out where the deer are mainly traveling for now, so that during the rut I don't have to do anything other than find fresh scrapes. The creek is pretty dried up still from summer, but it's gonna quickly fill up in the winter and it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, just put another camera out. This looks like a deer trail. It's kind of damp in here, so everything kind of looks like a deer trail. But they are all over here. So, camera out right there. And I'm going to move the angle just a tad so that I don't get too many squirrels. Alright, so I put out another coyote trap. Got some feathers in there in case I attract a bobcat, 'cause I know they really like that. I'm using the new Carolina coyote urine, both the coyote and the red fox urine on this set, so I'm really excited to see what is interested in working that set. And I moved a camera on another trail. What else? I have a bunch of batteries to charge. scouting if I need to. And I'm gonna start duck hunting. I've got a trip that I'm going on in a week or so, and I'm gonna try my hand at duck hunting in Tennessee. No idea if I'm gonna be any good. Friends up there are going to take me for my first time. I've got my 12 gauge and my 20, and let's see if I can hit a bird. I'm extra. My windows won't roll up in this thing, so a bunch of branches keep poking in. But I'm extra excited for the rut this year because last year I honestly didn't put in nearly enough effort as I was supposed to. And so this year I'm hitting the ground running, and I'm gonna be in the woods every single day. And the best part, I will kill a big buck this year.